All right, well, hey, good morning. My name is Darkpool Algo, and thanks for joining me on this weekend watchlist building session. Today, we're going to use the Smart Money Darkpool and block trade algorithm software. It's provided by those traders over at FlowTrade. It allows us to see what's happening with smart money, large institutions, and hedge funds, just all the big guys, where all the big money is. The chart you see in front of you is the FlowTrade interface. Just really quick so you're aware of my chart setup. The white lines that you see, those are price action, and then the purple is the regular algorithm. If I draw any red horizontal lines, those are regular block trades. If I draw purple, those are, or blue, excuse me, those are dark pool trades. And then if I draw a white line, horizontal line, it's usually when there's a dark pool and a regular block trade really close together to each other. So, with that being said, I'm ready to get going. If you are, I've got a pretty good list this week. Even with the market being down as much as it was last week, we've got some opportunities here. But before we get started, I need you to do your job. Right? Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That really helps us small content creators out. Really lets YouTube know that, hey, Mr. Algorithm on the YouTube, Mr. YouTube Algorithm, these guys are putting in work. Give them some love. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our intro, and then we'll get to it. See you soon. Hey, welcome back. All right. If you're just joining us, my name is Darkpool Algo. I am doing a smart money dark pool block trade software, some stock picking for the week. So this week we've got not the ones you see in front of you. We'll get to those later possibly. We're going to be looking at NIO, NVDA, TLT, and Snap, and then we're going to look at Amazon at the end of the day. All right, so I chose these ones. A lot of it's got to do with the combination of the algo as well as price action. So these are those red block trades. The blue ones are the dark pool, and there'll be a combination one here. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this over to a single layout screen so that we can, just so you guys can see it better, right? I want to make sure you guys can see what's going on. Want to make sure that you guys can see what's going on. And okay, so we're looking at NIO. I'm going to go ahead and move this around a little bit. Looking at block trades for the last 7 days, pretty much. Looking at the chart, what I see is, sorry about that, I just had to do something real quick. All right, so looking at the chart, what we see is generally the algo has been selling off with price action. There's a little bit of bullish divergence here. The reason I want to pull this up is because the amount of block trades that came in at the end of last week is going to provide some support until it fails, then it's going to provide resistance. So overall, the algo is net selling, right? As you can see here, we do have some block trades that are going to provide those levels of support and resistance. We've got one here coming in 43.17, 43.68, and then 44.79, right? Well, I'll just look at the 46.15. So those are the regular block trade levels. There is a cluster of dark pools that price action is just kind of trading within right now, running from 42.68 to 43, right? This is price action here. Let me just circle this guy, right? That's price action. So if for some reason we break below that support, we're going to continue to follow the algorithm, right? Let's pull up NIO on, let's see some charts here. Let's look at NIO. Left-hand side is the 15-minute chart. Right-hand side is the daily. So we broke below. So we've got stacked negative moving averages. We're a little oversold, but I'm looking here at this close below the 200 SMA and right above the 50 SMA on the daily, right? Excuse me. We're about 1 ATR away from the mean, so we're at a decision-making point. If for some reason the market and NIO continues to sell off and follow the algorithm, we've got 42.06 as the 50-day SMA. Below that, where you have to start looking at previous support and resistance levels. I'm going to throw some Fibonacci levels on here real quick just to see if I can find some. If I go from, so take it from this high to this low, right? We're currently resting right below that 382. So yeah, NIO's in one of those interesting positions where if it comes up and goes up and taps VWAP or even VWAP volume, then it's going to form a head and shoulders and continue to fade off. So I'm not super confident in NIO this week. To the upside, we've got overhead resistance pretty significant. We made a lower low on Friday, right? We closed kind of down. NIO is right. It's in this giant support zone of the 4-hour, the daily, and weekly, monthly Keltner channels. Like I said, if we break below 41.40, we've got one final stop at 41 before NIO just kind of falls off the face of the earth, right? Our MACD is starting to curl around on the 15-minute chart. The squeeze is starting to curl around, so it's really is at a decision-making point. If it can get up and above 42.85, then we've still got some congestion up to 44, and then up to 45.86. Contrarian, if we break below this 42.20 level, we've got a little bit of help coming in at 40. Let's just call it 41.50. All right, 41.50, 41.40, 41, but below 41, and I feel like we're going to come back down and test some of these previous lows. Below 40 is, 40 is a pretty significant level for NIO. Let me see if I can pull it up on a flow tray, or excuse me. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to just do this first video as an algorithmic analysis, and because I've been trying to keep my videos a little bit shorter, a little bit more easily digestible. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and stick with the algo review for now. I think that sounds like a good idea too. We're going to look at NVDA next. NVDA. So with the split coming up on Tuesday, NVIDIA just massive selling off, right? Super heavy. The algo, we don't have any block trades coming in to support NVIDIA right now. The algo is pretty much pointed straight down. Price action is trading with the algo. Typically, I like to look for divergent plays, but with the market being as it is, this is pretty significant selling off, right? Especially in front of a split coming up. Usually price action, usually they're buying into the split. This is one of those instances where I'm going to use my white horizontal line because we do have a regular and a dark pool trade that came in at 8:14.18, right? And then we've got a regular block trade that came in at 7:60.85 that provided a little bit of support until it didn't. So NVIDIA, the algo is selling off. We may get a little bit of a curl up over here. This may be a slight curling up, right? But it would be a pretty significant bounce at that point. If we do bounce, we've got a 760 target and then an 810. I don't know if we're going to get to that level before the split. So, yeah. All right, that was NVIDIA. I'm going to look at TLT. All right, TLT. Looking at TLT from an algo perspective. Okay. TLT is, right, this is trading with price action, even though it looks like bullish divergence because they're separated. This algo pointing down looks pretty interesting to me. I feel like it may come back down and test these block trade levels that I'm showing you. Okay. Let me just throw those up. All right, so let me just mark the algo up real quick. All right, so we're going to use, I'm interested in this interaction here, but otherwise it appears the algo has been pretty much buying with price action. All right, so price is going up, the algo is going up. We've got some pretty key levels here that we've got a dark pool level coming in at 147.70. that may be the initial, see how that's curled down? That may be the initial little bounce there. Then we've got just a regular and a dark pool level coming in really close to each other at 146. 146.40, 146.50. So I'm just going to go ahead and use white for that. And then we've got some regular block trades all the way down here. And this is just in the last 6 days, right? And we've got some regular block trade levels coming in. 145, 24, 28, 145 even-ish, right? Area. 144.70. So a couple things may happen. Price action may bounce off of this block trade here. Or excuse me, Algo may bounce off of that block trade there. Price action may bounce off of that one and continue up. If this level does not hold and the Algo continues to point down, it's going to drag price action with it. I'm looking at 146.50 as support. So with that in mind, basically if the Algo continues to sell off, it drags TLT down. Break below 147.70, and I think we're going to hit 146.50 on the way down to this cluster of block trades down here from the 13th. Basically, this whole level came in on the 13th. These are the 14th, and these are the 15th. Right. So the most recent is the 15th at 147.70. That was TLT. Let's look at Snap. I feel like there's a rotation out of tech into beer bug stocks, actually. All right, this is pretty significant bullish divergence. Let me show you what the algo is doing, and then I'm going to show you how price is interacting with some pretty significant dark pool levels here. All right, so the algo is essentially net buying. What I'd look for is I'd look for a break at this level to continue, right? That happens, I would look for it to continue to pull price action up with it. All right, so we do have a regular and a dark pool level that came in at 64.79, 64.80, right? That little level there. But beyond that, we've only got one regular block trade level, 61.53, right? That's resistance. And then we've got quite a few. We've got a little cluster that's providing some pretty significant support for Snap at 58.39 to 58.71, putting us at some dark pool targets at 60.30 and then 60.30. There you go. And then 60.73, right? So that is Snap price action. It's got a little bit of uptrend support. It's like there's this, I don't know what I'm going to call this. I won't even mess with that right now. We've got some levels we got to get to. We get above 61.50, then I think we get some pretty chunky moves up to 64. So that was Snap, and then finally I'm going to look at Amazon. Amazon for the win last week, right, guys? Amazon kind of came in and kicked butt. So this is bullish divergence. Amazon sold off. I don't know if it's going to come down and try to fill this gap. Let me just mark up the algo and basic support resistance based on the algorithm. So the algo, net buying, just net buying, buy. Amazon's buying. Divergence looks like it occurred here. It actually occurred here. So the divergence occurred back on the 16th. Currently, I'm trying to decide if this is like one of those funky down and falling wedges, but Amazon has got a gap to fill in this generalized area, right? So it's currently at pre-gap. We've got a dark pool level that's interacting with it at 3585 on the dot, right? So a couple things are going to happen. This level's going to, support level is going to break, and we're going to come down and try to fill this gap here. Right? I guess I can draw that out all the way. Right? Try to fill that gap there, or this is going to hold. Amazon's going to get pulled back up by this this algo is going to pull it back up. Jeez. Let's try this again. The algo is going to pull up. All right, not working. Algo is going to pull price action back up with it, and it's going to continue its move to the upside. All right, Amazon's pretty hefty stock. So it's Amazon. So we went over NIO. Let's run through this again real quick. We went over NIO. I'm going to switch back to the 4-chart layout so we can just look at these quickly. NIO, like I said, if at 42.56, 66, 42.66 doesn't hold. Look for NIO to continue to sell off. NVDA, right, kind of the same deal, selling off. TLT, the algo needs to curl back around to continue to move to the upside. Look for a pullback to that block trade at 147.70. Snap, nice bullish divergence. It's at support, so it can continue to move to the upside. And then finally, Amazon, which we'd like to see. We'd like to see it kind of not fill that gap, right, down to 35.30. We'd like to see it reverse here and continue to move to the upside. However, if it does break and continue to sell off, look for 35.30 as the level for potential bounce. You'll have to look up on your chart, but basically look for the gap. Okay, that's it. Thanks for joining me. My name is Darkpool Algo. This has been an algorithm review of this week's top 5 stocks. I think I'm going to do another video that goes a little bit more into the technical analysis. I've got a round 2 that I'd like to also shoot, so maybe we'll put out a couple videos today. Thanks for joining me. Make sure you do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you're notified whenever we put out a new video. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.